I practice general civil litigation, which means I practice in all different types of legal issues that involve complex matters from a pure litigation perspective. I like to consider my practice really as a trial lawyer. I chose litigation, in particular a broader general civil litigation practice, because I enjoy the complexity of having different legal issues with each case that you undertake. And also, it allows me an opportunity to learn about new businesses and new areas each time a new file comes in the door. I work very hard at thinking strategically and creatively about problems that clients have and thinking through all the issues in a way that tries to come up with a practical solution that meets their business objectives. I try not to just use a one-speed litigation approach to each problem, ultimately with the goal of helping clients find different endpoints to meet their objectives. With respect to teamwork, there's lots of examples in the course of my practice where I work collaboratively with others in the firm, either to cross-examine witnesses or prepare factums. But for me, when I think about teamwork and my practice, the first thing that comes to mind is my wife, Sarah. She also works outside of the home, and we have to work as a team together to make sure that our family is in exactly the spot we want it to be, and she is just a tremendous support and resource for me. And I'm very, very lucky to have that kind of a team environment, both at work and at home. I've been very fortunate at Davies to have a lot of different mentors, from Kent Thompson and Jay Schwartz and Matt Gottlieb and Ed Babin and Jim Doris and Sandy Forbes, and I can go on. I've been, and Sarah Powell, I've been very, very lucky to have a lot of senior lawyers that I look up to. I think the one thing that permeates through all of the practices of the lawyers who have mentored me is that in their own way, each of them knows how to step back and take a deep breath and take time for themselves no matter how busy their practice is, which I think is really important to making sure that as a lawyer you're enjoying what you're doing. My pro bono work for me is a really important conduit for my life generally. I've got two main areas of pro bono that I've been involved with throughout my course as a lawyer. First, I've spent a lot of time with an organization called Camp Uchigayas, which is a camp that provides programming for children who have or had cancer. I volunteered up at that camp, and I currently sit on the board. It is a wonderful organization, and I could go into it ad nauseum, but for me personally, it provides a really great perspective on life, to be able to step out of the practice of law and into something completely different. I find really balances me as a person and makes me ultimately a better person and a better lawyer. The other area of pro bono work that I spend a lot of time with is in the sports context, representing amateur athletes who've been involved with some sort of dispute, often allegations of doping. And that's an area that I also find provides a good outlet for me to use my legal skills in a very public and helpful way that has a very meaningful impact on the lives of individuals. And that I find also is a wonderful outlet and extension of my existing practice.